This video shows you how to sign up as a landowner and list your property on Our Tracts. To start off, simply click the Landowner Sign Up Now button. This takes you to the application. What you'll do here is enter all your personal information and create a 6-digit password. At that time, you'll go over here to Payment Type. Choose Mail Payment to Address Listed, and we'll simply mail a check to the address that you have listed. You can also click Direct Deposit and enter your routing and account number, and we'll send you an electronic funds transfer. You can also take a picture of a voided check, click Upload Voided Check Image, and upload the image of your voided check. Any of these choices will work. After you've done all your personal information, come down here, agree to the landowner agreement, terms of service, and simply click Next. Here you see a filled out landowner sign up. The information is all fake, just so you know. We've got our name, address, all the necessary information, have agreed to the landowner agreement and the terms of service, and we're going to click Next. Then it's going to take you to the Add a Property page. Now that we've signed up to be a member of Our Tracts as a landowner, you can enter all your information about your property. This is the property entry page. What you're going to do is put in a title, the address, state, zip, daily rate, county of which the property is located. You could even put in a parking latitude and longitude for where you want the members to park. Put in a good description of the property, the number of acreage, the recreational uses allowed on that property, and any of these fields that are required will have a red asterisk. You also can put in your other use restrictions. There are examples listed in the box. So no drinking, no off-roading, catch and release only. You can even enter antler restrictions. Most of our day leases are for 24 hours, 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. So if this hours of operation doesn't work for you, please enter that information in the other use restrictions. As you scroll through here, you can put in all the necessary information for your property. On the permitted fishing on property, this is a drop-down menu, so you can go yes or no. The permitted boat use, yes or no. If you click yes on permitted boat use, the max amount of horsepower allowed field will be required. The max that you can have allowed on a property is a 25 horse motor. Are guests allowed? You can click yes or no. If you go down here to the very bottom, permitted alterations of the property is a big deal. If they can trim small branches or clear brush to set up stands or use climbers, then enter that information here. Right here on number of fishermen allowed, if there's a pond or a lake on your property, you can enter the number of fishermen allowed at one time. This includes a guest and a member. So if you click 2, that means a member can bring 1 guest. Maximum number of hunters is the same thing. During a hunting excursion, if you click 2, then a member can bring 1 guest. Click here to choose files to upload your property images. You can upload 10 at a time. If you upload 10 now, you can always add 10 more once the property is listed. After you've completed all the necessary fields and have some good information in here, then you can scroll down here and click List Property. Now, do not get discouraged if some of this information is a little bit hard for you to put in. An Our Tracts representative is more than happy to help you put all this information in, and we can actually go in manually and help you fill this information out. So don't ever feel like you can't call us to let us help you. Just click that list property and you'll be headed to the next step. I went ahead and did a test property so that you can see how this works. The Bonanza Ranch in Pulaski County offers deer, hogs, and small game. I've put the acreage in here as well as where it's located to give a better idea of the property just from the title. I've put in all the necessary information, set my daily rate at $50, put in a parking latitude and longitude, gave a brief description of the property, put the recreational uses that are allowed on the property, use the other use restrictions to say no dog hunting, and that bucks must be 8 points or bigger with a 17-inch spread, and that fishing is catch and release only. I filled out all the other necessary information, which included the species to be hunted, the permitted weapons, which I simply put Arkansas Game and Fish Commission approved weapons. The parking requirements, I asked that they park at the gate with the GPS coordinates given. Fishing's allowed, boats are permitted, 25 horsepower only, guests are allowed. The discharge of weapons for target practice is not allowed on this property. We click no here. Largest caliber, all this information relates to the discharge of weapons for target practice, so we've simply not put that information in. In the permitted alterations for the property, trim branches, remove brush, and no harm to marketable timber. We've allowed for 2 guests on the property to fish and 2 guests to hunt. And we've also uploaded 10 files for pictures for the property. Now that I have all my information in, I'm going to click List Property. Once you click List Property, you'll be taken to the signature page for your landowner agreement. Here it details all the information that you have put in about your property. Now remember, this information can be updated on the app. After you have read through and made sure that this information represents your property, and you've read the land use agreement, then click I agree. You will see that you now have limited access to the application and that your property is in review. Once your property has been reviewed and approved, you will get an email saying that your property is now listed on Our Tracts. You can sign in to your limited access application here and input additional pictures or change anything about the property that you have put in there. You can actually view what your property will look like. If you click the Tracts page here, this is what your property is going to look like to members. Click back to your properties page here, and you can add another property, log out of your account, or go home. Once you have finished listing your property, sign back into your account and go to the Properties tab. When you get to the Properties tab, click Edit. From here, you can edit all the information that you have put in about your property. One thing that you can do while you're waiting for the property admin to okay the property is set the dates that are available. So you can go through here and just green out the dates that you want. Now, if you know you're going to be on the property at a certain time, like say the 4th of July weekend, you wouldn't make that available. And then just update available dates. Again, there's a ton more functionality, and we would love for you to sign up as a landowner on Our Tracts. Check us out or call us today and let us tell you how we can earn you income on your property. Thank you.